Alright everybody, welcome back. I do apologize for the long delays. I blame Chemo. I blame Team Execration. Well, speaking of which, welcome back to the GEST Dota 2. It is the group stages. We're currently locked in it in group number B, or group letter B I should say. Or just Group B. Either way, it's the GST Dota 2. Only 2 teams will advance out of this group. 1 team has already secured first place. That is Neolucia International. They are your first place team in Group B. By the time today is done, we will have 1 more team moving on. This match is your 3rd, 4th place decider match. Or rather, your 4th place decider. Loser is 4th place. Loser has no chance to advance. It's best out of 1. The winner moves on. They will play First Vietnam, or Cyberpink, as they are now known with their new sponsor. And whoever wins that will be the 2nd place team. They will be your loser bracket champions, so they will advance. Anyway, I am LD Beyond the Summit. I'm joined here by Maruna. And Maruna, I do not know Ultimate at all, so I have no idea what to expect for them. Apparently, they're from Singapore. As for Execration, they are the last Pinoy team standing in this group. So, with all that being said, how you doing?
I'm fine, and I'm very happy to see that we didn't see the standard ban so far. We saw an undying ban, so Keeper of the Light got through and it got picked up, and I was worried about a PL Keeper of the Light, but it's not happening. They rather pick up Queen of Pain, like we saw in the last game. Apparently teams want to pick that up earlier. Yeah, it's pretty standard things here.
Yeah, these 3 picks, no surprises. Shadow Demon, Lifestealer, Rubik. Very, very strong late game support, strong in the laning stage as well, and well, they get that annoying hard carry. So I imagine if you're Execration, you really want to look at an early Orchid on the Queen of Pain, if possible, or maybe a Sight Device if you have a great start. Something to do with that Lifestealer, prevent him from popping Rage, but we'll see if we get to that point, because if we do get to that point, then that probably means PL and Kodal are doing their thing, just pushing the lanes out, being a total nuisance. And late game, Lifestealer's not going to do a thing against Phantom Lancer, especially because he won't have a Magnus on his side. If the Execration lineup is smart, they will ban Magnus here, and I kind of have to question not picking the Magnus. I mean, you didn't know about the Phantom Lancer, but Lifestealer Magnus is just such a versatile combo all around. But, well, they go for stronger supports, but if you're Execration, you ban that Magnus, and then Lifestealer will have no shot at dealing with him late game.
I hope Ultimate have a game plan, because they knew Phantom Lancer was going to pick up. If one team has Cautla and still has a free pick, and there's a Phantom Lancer in the pool, that is to be expected. And like you said, Lifestealer isn't the best carry to go up against the Phantom Lancer. Has no AoE. Even if he buys Battle Fury, that's not gonna work. So they need something to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we mentioned the Magnus, right? Because he gives you that free Battle Fury. You don't have to buy an item like that, which isn't really that good on Lifestealer. I mean, he doesn't have the mobility to take advantage of a Battle Fury. He's so good with those cheap items that give you tons of early game potency and power, like the Armlet, the Drums, the Phase Boots, the S&Y, or even the Basher. And Battle Fury just not something that really synergizes well with him. If it goes late, maybe he'll try to build one, but, well, we'll see. Execration not banning the Magnus right now. I feel that's a pretty big mistake, and Ultimate, actually the team to ban it out. And, well, let's hope they have that game plan. Maybe they're looking at something like a Lone Druid. A Lone Druid and Lifestealer, that may be enough to keep the lanes pushed in to put pressure on Execration and go for that, like, 30-minute timing push. But still, if it goes late enough, PL Kodal Queen of Pain should outcarry that combo, assuming relatively equal farm. So, Execration going to ban the Lone Druid. I love that ban, and what do you think Ultimate's going to do now?
Gyrocopter.
Oh, I like that.
I'd love to see that. It's so good against Phantom Lancer. It's such a good hero anyway. I'm not sure if they're gonna do it, but I'd love to see it, and it would fit in very well.
And the one thing I'm wondering is if who's gonna go mid right now, because they don't. The Rubik could go solo mid. Shadow Demon used to be a popular solo mid like years back, but nowadays is always that support. A tri-lane Shadow Demon Lifestealer Rubik is really overkill. You have so many ways to initiate, but not that much damage. They go Storm. This is a decent pick against the Phantom Lancer, Kodal, and Queen of Pain. And a hero that can really counter that split push, so I think a smart selection from them.
And we see an immediate Enigma pick, something we haven't seen too much the last few weeks, I feel like, but it's great. It has a black hole that's going through the super long Rage of Lifestealer and through a BKB from Storm Spirit. And it gives them a free lane, because Enigma is going to go jungle. I don't think they're going to offlane him. That's a bit too risky.
Yeah, I mean, Execration, a greedy draft. They have 3 heroes who don't really offer you much in the the first 5 to 10 minutes. Well, not 10 minutes, like the first 5 to 8 minutes or so. The Keeper of the Light, pretty strong, but Queen of Pain really needs the levels, isn't going to be going around getting kills too early. Phantom Lancer, obviously not offering you that much in the late stage. And, wow, you wanted a game plan. Here's your game. Zeus, Storm, Lifestealer. Nowhere is safe. You can't run from heaven, Maruna.
Oh, that's some electricity combination right there, and I'm hoping this is gonna work out, because
this is
at
so
this point,
good.
someone's gonna make a Reddit thread about Zeus being picked, and I hope it's gonna work. He looks a bit like Mario, so I'm just gonna call him a plumber. He does look like Mario, does he?
Yeah, it's like old. It's old Mario. It's like old, like decrepit Mario, but somehow he's gained the power of lightning.
He retired from plumbing and now goes into being a god.
He casually turns into a god. As for Execration, well, they need that secondary support. Some sort of AoE, maybe something like a Lina, a Jakiro could be pretty decent. The thing is, you really would like a hero who can deal with Storm Spirit, so even something like a Disruptor might be a good choice here just to get that glimpse ability, so you can send him back. If you do it quickly enough, Lifestealer is either caught by himself, or they both get sent back. A bit risky, a hero that obviously Rage is going to prevent that from being effective, so will BKB later on, as you can't glimpse somebody back when they're magic immune, but might be an option for them. They need some support they can deal with this initiation, though, and the traditional ones like Lina, like Jakir that I was mentioning, well, they're going to be very vulnerable to this combo in the mid-game, so we'll see what Execration goes for, but I think maybe Disruptor would be the best choice here.
I was also thinking Lion, because he has 2 disables against Storm Spirit. He has Mana Drain, which is kind of a disable against Storm Spirit as well, against Zeus too.
I kind of like that as well.
And the ultimate can burst that little plumber down pretty fast.
Yeah, this little plumber, not long for that world when the big bad finger of death comes his way. And Execration, they go Sand King, so they get that lockdown, they get that initiating stun, but a hero that's not gonna, well, that needs a lot of levels, basically, and I think that's okay, because they needed a stun, they needed some AoE, some lockdown, and Ultimate, they don't really have the strongest aggressive tri-lane if they run that Rubik, Lifestealer, Shadow Demon. I mean, it's a strong tri-lane, but it doesn't have that much killing power. Fade Bolt is a decent nuke, but it needs a lot of levels to be effective. Shadow Demon at least needs at level 2 or 3 to do a whole lot, and they're going to aggressive tri-lane against the Keeper of the Light if they do so, which is, well, risky to say the least. With that being said, Marina, time to introduce the teams. On the side of Ultimate, we have, I believe, your Singaporean upstarts that I know nothing about. Dummy Nation on the Lifestealer, La Vida playing the Rubik, Mist on the Shadow Demon. Solo mid, it's going to be the little plumber that could. And boy, look, he's pathetically small. He's shorter than the stairs.
Oh, that's what I mean.
He's just so sad. This is how much shorter he is. Imagine that line going straight up. XLR8 on that little man. And then Sick Bastard playing that safe lane Storm.
On the Radiant side, we have Kim O. Or
Chemo.
Zero?
Chemo.
Chemo, okay. I'm not really familiar with those names, so I apologize if I name someone incorrectly. I'm just going to call him Keeper of the Light. We have, Enigma, played by Many Signs. Do you know what?
This one, I'll have to look at his profile real quickly.
Because that's difficult. I'm just gonna run it. We have Woods playing on Sand King, Standby playing Queen of Pain, and Aben G playing Phantom Lancer. Did you figure out who Enigma is? Because I'm afraid I can't read that.
I actually have no idea. Apparently he was a player for Dreams, which is a famous Pinoy team as well. That's Jules' team. Any of the Pinoys watching will know who that is. But I'm actually not sure who it is, because all his aliases are just those strange symbols. And, well, we'll see how this game develops. So Execration, for anyone who's not familiar with this team, is a bit of a mix from the Philippines. You have Woots, formerly of Mineski. You have Chemo, formerly of MSI Evo GT. I want to say the Queen of Pain is Iwi. So Standby, I believe this is Iwi, a well-known solo player for MSI Evo in the past, and for Mineski before that, and a really strong, pretty popular player in the scene. And so with all that being said, I don't know who that Enigma is. We'll just have to find out later on. But here we go, bottom already. Double damage on Lifestealer. This could be your first blood. Burrow striking away Woots. Oh, Woots, you are so dead. That double damage Lifestealer, that really hurts.
He also didn't really hit anyone with his Burrow Strike, so not the smartest player. And I have to correct myself, Enigma is going offlane against Storm Spirit, so that's gonna be a decent lineup for both sides. A lot of conversions helping with the last hits for Enigma. Yeah,
hard lane for the Storm Spirit. He really wants to get level 6 as quickly as possible. Conversions are going to slow that down, and Enigma has such a huge last hitting advantage. Bottom lane, they give up first blood, but this is a tri lane they can recover from one death. They can't afford to give up multiple deaths, but as long as Keeper of the Light sits back, finds the openings behind the tree line, just back in the lane, tucked away, they can do some pulls. The camp hasn't been warded. They can win in terms of a pull contest if, say, Ultimate tries to come and jack the pull, because they have Keeper of the Light, so they'll always win in terms of that last hitting with Illuminate spam, and as long as nobody gets caught, they should be in good shape. Right now, actually only one sentry left on Lavita. He's placed it in the lane. They're going to go here to start, though. Phantom Lancer just mans up and charges in, and now maybe in a bit of trouble. He's got Double Walk. He's not going to use it yet. Dummy Nation, level 2, hasn't taken Rage. On the run, will go down. I don't know if he leveled up the wrong skill or took stats. We'll have to wait a second to check, but Lavita also on the run. Burrow Strike cooling down. This could be a double kill. There you go. Illuminate being channeled. Lance on top of it. Mist now dropping low. And why, oh why did our Lifestealer not Rage? He did not take stats, he just didn't level his second skill.
And this is just the perfect example of why we don't want to see Keeper of the Light and Phantom Lance anymore.
And this is after they give up a first blood. This is after Ultimate did something that could lose you the lane in a lot of cases, but not the case here.
And Zeus is going bottom to find an invisibility rune. I'm not sure if he's going to do anything with that. I don't think so. He's doing fairly okay in middle, considering he has a horrible last hit animation.
Look at him.
I'm not getting any last hits with it.
He's shorter than the rune. He is shorter than the rune. Zeus is like extra. Like in Dota 1, he's kind of small, but he like looks kind of badass because he's all silvery. Zeus in Dota 2 is like the most pathetic, harmless-looking creature you could ever imagine. I mean, he's not in reality. He packs a punch. Apparently, the Enigma is Kevin, and Standby is actually Jutan of Pacific Emacs. So, not Iwi. I guess he's not on this team. Or at least not playing today. I thought he was. I thought he left with Chemo, but maybe I'm wrong.
Those players just really like to confuse us.
I was yelling at Chemo earlier, because he also was using another name, and, well, something the Pinoys especially like to do. Mid lane, a bit of a, I would say a man fight, but Zeus is a midget and Queen of Pain's not a man, so...
Oh, you're being mean. He's a god after all, so you should pay him some respect.
I love that little Zeus, but I want to look at top lane real quickly, because Storm's actually winning this lane, and I think one of the reasons he is because Enigma, he's denying his own creeps, but the problem with doing that is then the lane pushes, so Storm has the creep advantage, and... I mean, your Enigma is going to have a little bit of a harder time actually controlling the wave. He can't be as aggressive because he doesn't have his own creeps, just his Eidolons on his side. And now that Storm's getting some levels, he's leveling up Remnant. He can actually kill off those Eidolons fairly quickly. I talked to Winter about how you play sort of that off-lane Enigma, and he mentioned how Luna can actually dominate Enigma if Enigma doesn't play it correctly. And what he said you're supposed to do is instead of denying creeps, you actually constantly take their creeps, and then you push the lane. So they're always last hitting under tower, and they have a harder time last hitting. They also don't have the creep equilibrium on their side, so they can't be aggressive. But we're seeing kind of the opposite approach the denies here, and I gotta say, Sick Bastard is doing better than I would expect for a Storm.
And Zeus, Queen of Pain are going for a rune battle, but Zeus was in this, so Queen of Pain doesn't even know he's there. This could be big.
Oh, the Zeus is here. There's your disruption to start. They'll have a lift to follow. The Soul Catcher is there, lifting her up, but she's still hasted. She's on the run. She will get away. And it looks like there won't be the bloodbath that we thought might come. They just don't quite have enough stun to bring that Queen of Pain down while she's hasted.
Also not quite enough levels on Zeus yet. He's very level dependent. As soon as he gets some static field up, that's gonna hurt a lot. Also against tanky heroes. But level 4, not quite enough yet to bring down Queen of Pain.
Look at the farm on this Phantom Lancer. He's not even being touched. He's 20-2. This is after his lady gives up a first blood. Man, that's not a good start for Ultimate. Their mid game is very strong with Zeus, with the Lifestealer, and of course the Storm. They have that global gank, but they're gonna really need to accelerate bottom lane. Phantom Lancer takes a lot of damage, but he's got the Triangle Boots, he'll be okay. And Illuminate being channeled. They want a Burrow Strike to find some kills. Won't find the opening for it.
Can't reach. Well, like I said, I really hope Ultimate have a game plan with this Zeus pick, because so far they're losing farm. The top 3 farmers are on the Radiant side at the moment.
I mean, it's the thing with Zeus is he's actually decent against Queen of Pain because her HP is just so low, but she's always going to get the runes versus you unless your supports go to get them. And when you're up against this strong tri-lane that Execration have with the Keeper of the Light, leaving the lane as a support opens up anyone except the Lifestealer to potentially dying. And I mean, the thing is their supports just can't do anything.
Oh, top Storm Spirit. Wow, be careful.
Oh, drops pretty low, but...
Enigma can deal damage as well. He had no mana for Black Hole though, so maybe we would have tried, but If a million conversions attack you, that deals a lot of damage. You shouldn't underestimate Enigma early.
That hurts. Middle lane, Zeus hits level 6. The matchup goes okay for Zeus in the laning stage, although he should lose in terms of last hitting unless he's just spit. Basically, you have to chain lightning the creeps to get last hits against a good Queen of Pain player. But now that he's level 6, he has that level 3 lightning bolt. Queen of Pain, she has to win by rune control and just pushing the lane. She's not going to out-harass Zeus because, I mean, he just bolts you from long range. There's tons of burst damage. There's a lower cooldown than Queen of Pain. It's only 6 seconds, and you don't have to be as close to get it off. But Queen of Pain can just win this lane by getting the rune. She's going to be the better ganker in most cases. So for ultimate, like you said, they need a game plan. I would like to see that Storm. Maybe he goes for a gank soon, or better yet, well, Rubik's going to come top, and this is another way they can look to start getting those kills, because this is a snowball lineup, and right now the snowball's just sitting at top of the mountain. It has not actually started rolling at all just yet.
Well, we have very little level on supports. The farming heroes get farm, get levels, and we kind of want to see something happening now. The level 6 is up, and there's a dive at bottom Phantom Lancer. What are you doing?
Well, he threw a lance, but a beautiful disruption by our Shadow Demon. Woots will go down. The counter gank was there from the little man. XL, alright, delivers the kill. Meanwhile, top lane, Enigma has Black Hole, has 3 stick charges. Will he go for it? He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it, but he's just going to die in the end. Nice movement from Ultimate. Didn't give him an opening for that 2-hero Black Hole. And even if he got it off, I don't think they would have had to follow up. There's a teleport scroll on Queen of Pain, so now with Black Hole in line, Sandkid's going to teleport top. He may go for a Burrow Strike here. He will. La Vida, only level 4, does have a lift, but not using it yet. He's got a lift now. He's worried about that last auto attack. He gets the range. He'll throw it back, and the Queen of Pain comes in, but I don't think she'll get in range in time, and diving this tower is a bit dangerous. There's still a Zeus ultimate. This could go poorly. La Vida seems to be baiting, but it could just be a double kill for a Queen of Pain. Sick bastard walks into the Scream, the ult completely airballed. Oh man, that was not the best Queen of Pain ult I've ever seen. And that will actually allow Sick Bastard to live.
That was strange, and that gives Zeus a little bit of time to catch up on farm. After he did great in the first minutes, he fell behind a little bit now he can catch up again. Has his arcane boots now, maybe gonna buy Aghanim's? Maybe gonna buy, like, Orchid Hex, we're gonna see.
Yeah, I mean, with Zeus, you really suffer from mobility. So normally you'll see things like Blink Dagger, Force Staff. Even a Yule Scepter could be okay, just if you want that. They don't really need one, though, because they have a lot of other disables, but eventually a Scythe of Vice, even getting to, like, a point booster is pretty good on him. Just get some, or even, like, bracers, or drums, but ideally something like a point booster, and then you go for your mobility item, then you go back for the Scythe of Vice, because, I mean, later on, Static Field is pretty solid, but it'll help against the Phantom Lancer illusion. That's something we actually haven't discussed, is Static Field's pretty good against them, but the issue is going to be that Zeus is just going to melt in those fights, so you can't really count on it as a full counter to Phantom Lancer later on, but it will be pretty strong through the mid-game. And I imagine just some HP, some utility items, and then towards the Scythe device, like you said.
And now we have Storm Spirit TPing in bottom. He has a bag of dust, and then maybe, yeah, they're pinging with Phantom Lancer.
They want to go here. They want to shut him down. The Soul Catcher isn't going to catch the open wounds on the Phantom Lancer, but not trying fast enough. Now the Illuminate comes in, missed, almost dead. Wow, they're ganking with 4. They're ganking with everybody at this point. In fact, that was 5, I want to say. Yeah, 5 heroes bottom. They only get the Phantom Lancer. Well, calmly but surely, XCTN gets the tier 1 top. And that's just because of the Codal. The Codal almost finding a kill in that situation. But now, XLR8 starts with the Bolt. Now the Lightning to follow. Chemo gonna pop that wand, but still dropping quickly. Domination Man's up. The Burrow Strike could be enough to bring him down. He doesn't have Infest. He has level 6. Has not popped it yet. Won't get it up. And now the chase is on. Zeus looking for the turnaround. There is an ultimate. There is a bolt, but there's not enough for both. And he needs bolt. He'll pop the ult. He doesn't have the mana for the follow-up. Oh no, belows the ultimate. The ultimate is lower cooldown now, though. This was something that was buffed for Zeus a patch or 2 ago. It's now 90 seconds. I think it used to be 120 at level 1. Something a bit longer. And, well, he gets that first ult off, but does not amount to too much.
And we see a little tactical pause coming out. Something I just thought about is that
it's not a tactical pause.
Yeah.
Everyone's
but everyone's gonna call it that. Just look at the chat in 2 minutes and everyone's gonna spam puppy pause.
Well, now that you said it, they most certainly are. It's true, though. The Twitch chat is a beast.
Special. Something I just thought about, because when I started playing Dota, I read a lot of guides, and something that just came to my mind is that I read a guide on Zeus, and it said that the ulti is not only used to kill people, but imagine there's a Blink Dagger on Sand King and a Blink Dagger on Enigma, and you ulti, and suddenly they can't initiate anymore, and then you can turn it around.
Yeah, it's true. It can also be used to reveal the Phantom Lancer, or just the team in general. You won't actually do damage to him if he's invisible, but you do get the vision of him, so It could be useful for those other purposes. The thing is, Zeus just really wants to be liberal with this. Like, they should be taking fights wherever they can with the Storm and Fest Bomb now that Lifestealer is level 6, because they didn't have a good enough start to just win this by farming. Queen of Pain and Enigma, both the 2 highest farmers on the map. Phantom Lancer, the next in line. So all 3 cores are getting a lot of farm, and if you're ultimate, you're not going to win this just taking it to mid-game playing sort of standard Dota. You have to play balls to the wall, keep on taking fights whenever the Zeus ult is off cooldown. So using that ult to give vision to start the Storm Spirit initiation, or just using it as as damage in the fights. Either way is fine, but they just need to use it liberally and keep the pressure up, because otherwise there is just no way they're taking this past like that 25-30 minute mark.
I hope the Radiant are fine. Apparently they're in a flooded room or something, so their mice are getting wet. That's a bit strange.
Well, it's the Philippines, so I guess it's monsoon season there, and I mean, it's actually something that happened in the past at the GST IDC. It's not that uncommon in the Philippines to, I mean, like, you'll have your LAN cafes get a bit flooded, but the players will play on in some cases. Normally it's not too bad, but it really depends on where the place is located. The Philippines is, in some cases, I don't know if it's below sea level, but it's like very close to it. So if there's a lot of rain, which in the monsoon season or the rainy season it will rain a lot, then it's not too unusual for places to get somewhat flooded. So yeah, so just something that happens over in the Philippines, I guess.
Okay, well, they have a plumber on the opposite team,
yeah.
so they can get some help.
Call XLR.
That was a terrible joke.
That was a great joke. That was the best joke I've ever heard.
The Twitch chat is gonna love it.
They'll love it. They'll love the puppy paws as well. But well, we're just seeing a more passive stage right now. Phantom Lancer. I imagine the drums are out. Yeah, he's got the drums recipe on the curve. Now we could just go towards that Diffusal Blade or that Yasha, but I think the Diffusal is really going to help this game because Zeus and Storm are going to be very sad against that item. And even a Lifestealer, once his Rage wears off, can quite easily be kited by the Purge.
And also looks like Queen of Pain is gonna buy Oblivion Staff and an Orchid with that.
I like this
Which is
choice.
gonna be great against Storm Spirit and great against Zeus, because Zeus is not really doing a lot if he can't get off his spells.
That's some hate on Dummy Nation. He will not get his Rage off, but he can infest inside a creep. He'll just Rage away. I think if he just infested, it would have been the safer play, but he's still running. He's expecting backup. He's not gonna get it. He'll probably die to a Lance here. Oh no, where is that backup? Why are they not coming? Rubik, Blonde, and TP just traveling top with the Shadow Demon. I mean, some miscommunication there. Either he should have actually just infested a creep, or his team should have come to help him. But top lane, the zip-in, going on our Sand King. Can they find him? The dust is popped. He gets the Burrow Strike off. Sick Bastard, dropping pretty low. He doesn't have too much mana left. He needs to get off a Remnant here as well to do the burst, to bring him down. They will do so. Zeus ult thrown in. Queen of Pain arrives, and she is going to just clean house because everybody is low. Everybody's on the run. Rubik TPing out. Meanwhile, Shadow Demon. Oh, the scream to miss, but still looks like he'll fall in the end.
No, he doesn't have a TP. Maybe if he had a TP, he could have tried, but Queen of Pain's just gonna not give a damn and use the ulti.
Meanwhile,
just get a double kill.
Yeah,
where did the second kill happen? Oh.
Just threw the ultimate out, killed off the Keeper of the Light, and the Sand Cage. She got the kill on that earlier. So picks up the the Storm Spirit. The Storm Spirit. Yeah, I'm getting the two teams mixed up. Gets the support Shadow Demon, gets the Storm Spirit as well, and gets the double kill. And well, they blew the Zeus ult again, but you gotta question letting your Lifestealer die like that, and they're not using the full combo, the full potential of the lineup. We should be seeing those Infest Bombs with the Zeus ultimate. We should be seeing the team working as a unit right now. If
Lifestealer.
He can't take this by himself. He is manning up. There's the backup. There's your zip. Goes onto the far side, but the Burrow Strike is still there. Down that Phantom Lancer will go. They get the kill, and this is more what I would like to see is just using these three heroes together because they have the burst damage and the mobility to keep on fighting those pickoffs, but they gotta keep on making them happen.
Yeah, no one said that the supports have to carry the dust. Lifestealer is just running through that jungle and looking for more. And he finds the Sand King.
This is a manly Lifestealer. He's going to go in. He's got Rage. Burrow Strike away from Woods. Zip It comes in from the Storm. Doesn't have mana for the pull, though. Blows his whole load just on that nuke. And now standby on the run. Queen of Pain Scream coming in 3 seconds. This looks to be trouble. Fishing for the opening. And not fighting it just yet. Zeus throwing out the bolt. The Queen of Pain reluctant to blink in now. Sick Bastard going to escape. But while they're fighting with 4. And meanwhile, it's either the Phantom...
Enigma is disconnected. Aren't they going to pause for him? Or is that a bug? Enigma's disconnected.
Yeah, it looks like he is, but as of yet, no pause. There you go.
Yeah, now they realize they even relocated him in to do something and they didn't realize he was disconnected.
Well, a little bit unusual.
Strange. Usually you realize such things when a person doesn't speak anymore suddenly in team chat. But Enigma has a BKB up almost soon, and maybe he would have done something like that. His black hole is in cooldown. When did he use that?
Uh,
Can't recall that.
that was the gank on the Lifestealer bottom lane, so that's when they got the kill on him earlier.
Okay. And someone is connecting back, but not our player.
Yeah. Just one of the admins, it looks like. Tony disconnecting, actually, but no big deal there. So, taking stock of the overall game, it's been pretty chaotic, but a big lead for Execration. 5k net gold lead, 3k experience lead. Ultimate have the kind of lineup that can come back, but they really they have to win like 3 or 4 fights in a row, and they have to try to take a tower off of that. And the thing is, it's so hard to do that against a Keeper of the Light, because if you don't kill him, you're not taking the tower. And if you do kill him, that means you're not focusing the other heroes down who may just murder you on the back lines. The Queen of Pain, the Phantom Lancer, even the Sand can get off multiple burrow strikes for Woots. That can turn the fight. So, Ultimate, down by what looks like a sort of a medium-sized gold amount, but because of the lineups, this is a huge deficit and something they really have to correct. They can't afford to keep on making mistakes, or there's just not going to be any way back into the game for them. And if they lose, guys, they go home. Loser of this game is out. This is your loser bracket round 1 matchup. The winner moves on, plays first Vietnam, and then the winner of that takes second place and advances into the playoffs, which will be held later this week.
Coming back to your point, Ultimate, they are trying to play aggressive, like we just saw in the middle lane. They dive in behind 1 tower, behind 2 towers almost. They're trying to play aggressive, but the Radiant are playing smart, and they have a Queen of Pain to turn stuff around. So they are trying to find some kills, but Lifesteal also has to farm. I think their game plan is to win this game before PL gets any big things, and use the Lifestealer as not a late game carry, but a mid game carry with that open wounds, which is a very strong slow. And with those face boots, he can already deal a lot of damage, and he can kill the Phantom Lancer, like no problem.
The issue is they don't have that big team fight ultimate, so they can't take a 5v5. What they need to do is kind of pick Execration apart. Like, jump in, kill off the Enigma, which gets hard once he has his BKB, which, oh, by the way, coming very soon. But, you know, pick him off, maybe pick off a hero like the Sand King, because they only really have 2 sets of stuns on Execration. So if you can kill either of those heroes, then yeah, you could just roll them, basically. And Black Hole, well, it's a good lockdown spell, but it's not a whole lot of damage, and there are quite a few ways to cancel that. Thunderbolt, Disruption, Rubik Telekinesis Lift. Also, potentially Rubik steals a Black Hole and could turn the fight that way. In a sort of organized 5v5 fight, Execration are always going to come out on top, but if Ultimate can find a way, maybe a smoke gank, maybe just a better initiation with the Lifestealer Bomb to create chaos, then they're going to have a shot in these engagements.
A level 6 on Shadow Demon would also help.
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt. Hard to do when you're up against that Keeper of the Light in an offensive tri-lane.
Yeah, they should try to find him. I mean, he just needs a little bit of experience, so if he finds that the purge is going to be good, it's not really going to purge anything, but it's going to slow down a Phantom Lancer, for example. And they have a lot of slow with that.
Yeah, it'll be helpful. I mean, basically, they just need every little bit of damage they could get, because, I mean, they don't want that 5v5 fight, right? So purge for the damage, for the lockdown, anything they could get that'll just kill heroes faster is going to be crucial. And, well, we have a bit of a prolonged pause, guys, as Tony reconnects to the game, but the rains, the floods, I suppose, continuing over in the Philippines for Execration, and as a result, a bit of a delay. But we have one more best of one coming up after this match. As mentioned, it will be first Vietnam versus the winner of this game, and the winner of that will be your second place team, your final team to advance from Group B. Of course, you're watching the GEST Dota 2 Cup, brought to you by Beyond the Summit and made possible by Dota Talk, the organizers of this event, as well as Gigabyte, the sponsors. So thank you all very much for tuning in. We had some G1 League action earlier today. It will continue tomorrow at around 7:30 EST, 12:30 CET, or 19:30 SGT. I think the clocks are about to roll over into that tomorrow in the Philippines and Singapore in just about an hour and a half or so, or actually even 30 minutes in some cases. So basically, it's pretty soon. It's coming in like 20 hours. So more G1 League action tomorrow, and I'm excited for it. The G1 League, they also just released their Western qualifier information, which, I mean, there's so many good teams. That is going to be a blast and a half to cast.
And we're still having a pause. Is there anything we haven't talked about yet? We should talk about wards. You remember that game we cast together where there were a million wards all over the place? I remember that game.
Yeah. Wards are always good. we're not seeing many this game, because there's really not much time to place wards. You're up against Storm Lifestealer on one side, Execration. They're constantly like running for their lives or just TPing to defend the towers, but wards are very important, because if you can spot that Lifestealer bomb coming, you can deal with it, and all that by the same token, if you're ultimate, you need the vision to jump in and pick someone off. So obviously wards are always important in every game, but in this game especially so, because both Execration wants to see that jump coming, and Ultimate wants to kind of get the head start and just pick someone off. And unfortunately, I don't think... Have we seen a Lifestealer bomb yet? I don't think so. We've seen Infest,
no,
we've seen Ultimate from Storm, but no combination.
And I hope Enigma's fine. According to Caudle, his net exploded. So, problems with the flood?
I don't know. I don't know why your net would explode, but maybe a bit of an...
that's a bit crazy.
Yes.
So, how's the weather?
Weather is fantastic here. It's actually gray today. It's been like gray for the past few days, but I mean it's still 70, 80 degrees. Currently, or like the past week or so, it was snowing on and off in Philadelphia, which is where I'm originally from, so yeah, I'll take the Los Angeles weather over that. I heard it was snowing in Germany as well.
How much is that in Celsius? Because I admit I'm horrible at Fahrenheit.
I think it's like low 20s. It's like basically, you know, like a nice warm spring day kind of weather.
Oh, that's nice.
So like early summer if you're in like a cold region, I guess.
Yeah, I've heard it's really snowing a lot in Germany as well, but since I'm in Denmark, I'm fine, and it's lovely spring weather here. Almost no snow left, the sun is shining, the sky is blue. Perfect weather to sit inside. Open the window. You're just rubbing it in for Kawa, because that's what I was talking to. I was talking to Kawa, and he was saying, "Man, how's that California weather?" Because he's for anyone who doesn't know, Kawa is the product manager for Dota 2 at EMS, and as well as an up-and-coming caster. He's been doing some casting with Toby, joined Dota, of course, streaming that event, and as well as organizing, kind of overseeing the whole production for the thing, for the event and for ESL's Dota 2 product. So anyway, he's from San Francisco, and he's like, "Hey man, how's the weather going in California?" It's like, "Oh, Kawa, it's beautiful. It's so nice out." He's like, "Stop it! Stop telling me. You asked, man. It's your fault." But German winter
he's a Cali
was hard,
boy.
I can tell you. We didn't have sun for 3 weeks in a row, I think.
Jesus.
The news said it was the darkest winter in 60 years or something. It was crazy.
Really? I wonder if there's any correlation between that and like people's alcohol consumption, or you know, I imagine there probably is, and like rates of depression and stuff, where you know, maybe more people of their SAD, their seasonal affective disorder, acting up.
This is a very deep cast.
Yes. It's a very long pause. It's either a deep cast or it's an AFK cast. Oh, boy. Well, I gotta say, this one is not looking too good for Team Ultimate right now. I mean, I'm trying to sort of see like how they can come back, and they have some potential, but once Enigma gets a BKB, there's no Orchid to deal with him, and even if they had one, he'll just be able to cancel that. There's no way to cancel his ult, except for Rubik stealing it. So.
He's back.
Oh, wow.
They're both back.
They bailed us out, Maruna.
They can come back from this. Ha ha ha.
They're
I made another horrible joke, sorry.
They're literally playing with like water around their ankles. The dedication from Execration. They're leading, but they've got to keep their focus. Maintain discipline, guys. Here we go. The unpause coming now. Oh, or not quite yet, but soon. There we go.
There we go. There we go. Now we're gonna see what's gonna happen. There's still 4 heroes in mid, actually. 4 heroes in mid for the Dire side, and they're grouping up for something.
Well,
and Zeus has an invisibility rune, and he uses it.
Yeah, but there's a sentry ward mid, and this is something that he's gonna have to be careful about. He'll head bottom for that. I guess looking for the 14-minute rune, or maybe looking to set up a gank on our Phantom Lancer. And the issue is always going to be, you're up against Kodal plus anything. So they can split push and defend their tier 1 mid, and you can't really group up if you're ultimate. You have to spread the map enough that you can find those openings. And they're going to go for one now. Storm zips in. Ult will be applied. Now the dust as well, and they're going to catch out Agbang. A really well-executed gank, and that's exactly what they need. They just have to keep on doing that. Mid lane, domination. Oh boy, this is big as well. Rubik's still on Burrow Strike. So a couple of small things going the way of ultimate. They do have that comeback potential, but they just have to find a way to keep on making those kills happen.
And they don't even need the lifesteal, like you saw. They don't even need the lifestealer bomb. Storm Spirit and Zeus are completely enough if they have the Zeus ulti. And Zeus is gonna be level 11 soon.
And that's
100 damage more. No, wait.
Yeah, it is, because it gets reduced. So yeah, it's about 100 damage more after reduction. And it's a lot. I mean, for a hero like Phantom Lancer, even when you go drums, that extra 100 damage, that's over 10% of your health. So it really can make the difference. And they do have the burst damage. And I think we're seeing an aspect of their lineup. It's just that Tri-Lane went so poorly. Had it gone better, I think the lineup could have worked a lot more in the mid-game. But, I mean, they gave away the Kodal PL. Not just the PL, the Kodal PL. And that makes the Tri-Lane a lot more challenging. Still, not out of it yet. Burrow Strike in. Catching out Enigma, getting burst down. The bolts are there. You can't run from heaven, I think, but he's still alive. He's manning up. He will get zapped down by Accelerate. And now on the back lines, the disruption, keeping our Shadow Demon alive. He will take a fall. Epicenter was deployed. Standby on the run. Ibig joining the fight, giving chase onto Dummy Nation. I don't think you really want to chase this guy. There's a Courier on the run. It looks like it was wonky, but it's just barely hovering above the ground. And in the end, they will back off. They got the Enigma. That was a black hole, an ultimate. Well, they lose 2. They only get 1. But now, Zeus ult coming off cooldown. It is off. They can look to fight. Here we go.
They don't stop it.
Oh, Chemo gets picked off immediately. Now the dust is deployed. Look at the damage. Woots dropping low. Oh, no. The internet.
Puppy paws.
The internet acting up again, I imagine. And Ultimate getting frustrated. SK got disconnected. You'll see he drops now. And is
look at Storm's
oh, he's doing a sideways belly flop into the pool. Wow, that's pretty badass.
That fight really shows that Keeper of the Light is more than Illuminate. Keeper of the Light is also Recall, and suddenly there's a Phantom Lance in the middle of your fight. And although Sand King kind of wasted that epicenter because the Shadow Demon was disrupted, Phantom Lancer just dealt more damage and more damage.
Like you said, he can be in these fights, but I think they're much better off if they just sit at their tier 1, like play it defensively, force Ultimate to dive the tower, have to keep the light far enough back that he's going to be able to counter do the counter damage basically with an Illuminate, and then have Enigma come with his BKB. Let him finish farming that. I don't really like how Execration is forcing the fights across the river, because that really plays into the hands of Ultimate. Zeus fell there, but 2 have already fallen for Execration, and we're probably going to see Woots go down here in a moment, and all things considered, I mean, these are the perfect fights for Ultimate. This is exactly what they want. Just these back and forth chaotic clashes where they can find the pickoffs, where they can trade kills, and crucially, where Phantom Lancer is not sitting in a lane farming and split pushing.
Yeah, and although Lifestealer isn't really getting a lot either, he has had those items for quite a while now. He has drums, and he's not gonna turn into a super fat carry in the next 10 minutes at least. And looks like the Sand King is back.
Sand
and
King.
they're going again.
Yeah, here we go. Going again. We'll have that unpaused. In a moment's time. Here we go. Woots now probably going to drop to that additional zip. Maybe not. No, just zip. Burrow Strikes right in. Oh boy. Right into the Remnant and just bites the dust. No chance for him.
And there are 4 heroes again mid. They're grouping up. They know if Radiant take a fight, then Ultimate are just going to jump on them and turn it around. Like you said, the Radiant should just lean back and farm a little bit and not fight without their Queen of Pain, because she's building that Orchid. She has a double damage rune, not anymore. But she deals a lot of damage. She's their main damage at the moment. Phantom Lancer is not dealing so much damage yet with the Blade of Alacrity.
Well, and it's, you know, he keeps on coming to the fight, so he's not farming that much like he would be if he was just split pushing, and I still kind of question bringing him into so many engagements. Maybe 1 or 2 here or there, but that's like 3 or 4 fights where he's joined them instead of split pushing. Maybe a bit worried about the Storm Lifestealer, but at this point, I mean, you saw 3 or 4 mid. Like, you know where they are, so you can split push safely without worrying about getting ganked. Now, well, maybe not so safe, as we see they don't know where those supports are. Shadow Demon and Rubik looking to go in mid. Queen of Pain, not the easiest here to initiate upon, but they may try for it. No, they find the Enigma. No BKB up yet. He may die again. And he will be caught by the open wounds. Pulled back in, but he's got Black Hole. Oh my god, look at that lightning bolt.
No time for a Black Hole there.
That Enigma has over 1,000 health, and he is just the squishiest Enigma you'll ever see.
That's static field for you.
As well.
Zeus passive is not something you usually think about, but it deals so much damage. Whenever he casts the spell, the health of the enemy gets reduced by 11%. So if he has 1,000 health, that's 100 damage on Enigma.
It is a lot, and I mean the other thing is there was Soul Catcher there, so it wouldn't be quite as scary without that. It won't be an issue once the BKB is up, as static field is magical damage, but he keeps on dying. He keeps on delaying that BKB, and for Execration, much better off, in my opinion, just have the Kodal at the tower, even behind the tower. That's what they should really be doing. Let Enigma farm the jungle or farm a lane, Phantom Lancer split push safely, which is what the PL's doing now. Get the BKB up, and then you can take fights. But the way they're doing it, well, they're playing into the hands of Ultimate. Now, Lifestealer Bomb online, Storm Spirit, 2,000 gold, almost in the bank. Could go for an Orchid of his own. I think the Scythe device probably the better choice, just because it's not going to be a very fast Orchid, and that BKB is coming soon. And speaking of BKBs, Queen of Pain forced to build one of her own. She wanted to go Orchid, but after all these deaths in the fights, just says, hey, I need that magic immunity. I can't afford to take the fights without it.
It looks like those two very aggressive lineups which like fighting just go into tower trading all of a sudden and don't fight anymore. But Lifestealer is TPing in, wow.
And not with the Storm inside him, unfortunately. I feel if they brought the Storm there, they could have gone for some kills, but instead, Storm stays bottom lane. He popped out to push, and, well, as a result, Domination not going to find any kills. We'll defend that tower, but this is what Execration want. Trade towers, stall, get the items up, and then take the fights. And if this keeps up for 5-10 minutes, they'll be right back in a pretty comfortable, if not commanding, position.
And those were 3 or 4 TPs forced out. And that's a lot of gold again. Shouldn't forget that.
And it's
That's
also
335 gold from each hero just to TP there, and in the end don't get anything apart from a tower deny now.
well, it could have been one less TP. They do have a Storm after all. I mean, that's a free teleport scroll for your Lifestealer, but we're not seeing it. They actually denied the tier 2 top, which I think Execration...
was on cooldown.
What's that?
The infest was on cooldown.
Oh, well,
That's
yeah, they
why
were infested bottom, and then he popped out to work on the tower. But had he just sort of waited, they maybe could have gone. And yeah, like you said, at that point, it was on cooldown. Sick Bastard looking for standby. Oh, this Poison scouting things out. They don't have a gem, though. The Dust was deployed. Does not actually catch standby, and standby is just going to lurk on the backlines. Creeps get burrow struck. There will be a lightning bolt. Nope, can't find the vision. And the longer this marches on, really, the better and better it will look for Execration. Now they've got that BKB. Now they have the Diffusal Blade on its way to the Phantom Lancer. And once they get the next few items, it's going to be almost impossible for Ultimate to take a fight. Because they had such a bad start, they can't really afford to trade like this for much longer.
And also, if you look at the gold graph, it's not going up more. It's staying on about the same level. The little bit that is going up is the tower deny. It's not kills.
Yeah, I mean, 55,000 gold for Execration versus 50,000 for Ultimate. Let's say we get to that point in, 10, 15 minutes. That is such a huge lead for Execration. It's way more than just the total of gold difference, basically, because their lineup just uses the gold better, and Ultimate's isn't going to scale as well as the game goes later. So the clock's a-ticking. I hate to sound like a broken record, but, well, the record's breaking. I don't have a choice.
And Sand King is farming in the jungle. It's interesting because the rest of his team is grouping up. They're like, we need to go middle, we want to push this, and Sand King is sitting in his sandstone farming creeps.
I don't really feel the urgency for Execration. I mean, it's okay to group up, but they don't have to push it. They should be fine with just Phantom Lancer a one lane. I guess what they're worried about is going to be that TP gank in bottom lane. We see the Pains coming out, but there's 4 mid. They're diving. Oh, standby, assassinates that Rubik. Jumps in, the Lance was there, the Scream, the ult to follow. Now top lane, Wood's in a bit of trouble, the Dust will be deployed, he'll get pulled back in. They don't have that crucial stun, but they do have a BKB Enigma. If they want to take the fight, they could look to do so, but it looks like they'll settle for taking probably 2 tier 2s in exchange for tier 1, and that's a great trade for them, all things considered.
And Sand King was so close to his Blink Dagger.
Well,
and he lost the gold.
That makes it a bit more palatable for Ultimate. Tower's about to drop bottom. There is a BKB. There is a black hole. Baiting this one. They have to know that they can't go in right now. It looks like they do. But Standby trying to force the fight. Jumps in. Throws the Shadow Strike. And now the zip in from long range. Sick Bastard looking for the to unleash this black hole. Is there. Sick Bastard couldn't zip away in time. Domination walks into the black hole. It was stolen by a Rubik. Can he find a counter initiate? He will do so. Catches 2. Catches 3. Chemo as well. But the Illuminate. The big AoE team fight spell. And in the end, Lifestealer still alive. On the run. But getting kited by these lances. No armlet for him to toggle. He will take a fall. The Dust thrown out. Can the Zeus be the hero? XLR8 needs a few more lightning bolts. The Lance is being spammed, doing big damage. Missed on the run. Malefist up as well. Still falling. But XLR8 once more. The triple going the way of the Enigma in the end. Just lived through that stolen black hole with no problem because he still does BKB. Didn't take any damage through it. And, well, that's pretty much what I meant. I mean, once they get the BKB on Enigma, it is so hard for Ultimate to take a fight.
Yeah, and if the Shadow Demon's not playing it 100% right, he doesn't really do a lot in those fights. If he can't, his poison's on level 2, so that's not dealing a lot of damage. His disruption's on level 1, and once that's used, that's over. If he doesn't land the Soul Catch on the right hero or disrupts the Phantom Lancer, he's not dealing a lot of damage. When Rubik stole the Black Hole, you could see that the two heroes caught in the Black Hole, well, Enigma was BKB, but the other hero wasn't taking any damage. They don't really have that damage apart from when Zeus is full mana.
They have heroes that can deal it, as Leicester now has his armlet. If he had that in the last fight, that would have been a lot different, but I guess just finished it or didn't have a chance to deliver it. With the armlet, I would say the next item on Storm, then it starts to hurt, but like you said, in that fight, it just wasn't quite there. Zeus is a big source of damage, but he had pretty much thrown out all his spells at that point, and that was with a stolen Black Hole. That was a fight where Black Hole stole it and caught, I believe, 3 heroes in reply. You just see the power of Illuminate there. It's such a strong source of AoE nuking power and zoning ultimate away. And trading for Execration is going to be fine. Sight the Vice coming soon for the Storm. This could be the turnaround item. They have a double damage up on Storm. Maybe an opportunity to go here. If they see anyone, they may just zip in. They know Black Hole's on cooldown for that Enigma because they stole it. Storm will zip north. He catches out Standby, who just gets bolted down. And now a Phantom Lancer illusion disrupted. One thing that I would like to point out is they max Soul Catcher, and it's a little bit unusual to see this when you're up against Phantom Lancer. Normally you'd want to max Disruption, you get more illusion, or you get the same number of illusions, but they last for longer and they deal more damage. In this case, I think it's okay, just because they have this lineup built around Burst with the Zeus Thunderbolts, as well as the Storm Zip In, but as the game goes later, they may wish they had that max, and here we go into Chemo. Zip In, trying to pull him down, he will take a fall. The Epicenter was beautiful, but just not enough follow-up. No Black Hole. No Illuminate. When it's all said and done, Ultimate getting some good trades.
And Stone Spirit is getting farm. He can buy his Scythe of Vice and 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
I just really had a good point in my mind. Now I completely lost it, so let me think for a second.
Alright. Think away. Meanwhile, Enigma's picked up a Blink Dagger. And potentially could be that game-changing item for them. I'll bang.
Okay.
Okay, you got it?
I'm good again. I'm good again. Ultimate need a pipe. They don't have a pipe and they don't have it coming up. There's not even a cloak on one of the support heroes. And how are they gonna push in against an Illuminate and against Midnight Pulse and Queen of Pain if they don't have a pipe?
They have to push by killing. I mean, they can't go head on, like you're saying. They're just gonna die to the nukes. But if they can somehow just disrupt the backline, zip in, kill off the Kodal, maybe pick off the Enigma while he's being pulled before he can pop his BKB, then perhaps you could do it. But yeah, to head-on push, that's not happening. Lifestealer can do a little bit with Rage, just siege the tower, hit it a few times, but he's not a lone druid. He's not that great at bringing down towers without a lot more farm than he has. And race car build, not the best for demolishing towers, much more of a strong combat build for the actual engagements as Sick Bastard. Uh-oh, gets caught. The Blink Burrow Strike actually not there. Not going to connect on Sick Bastard. He'll be fine. He gets Shadow Struck. He now gets Malefice. Rubik. Oh, he steals Malefice. I think he had Black Hole there for a little bit longer. Maybe not, though. Actually, is it a level 1 ultimate? Yeah, it is. So he wouldn't have been able to use that Black Hole again.
And now they're grouping up in the middle. The Ultimate are really playing aggressive and I really like it. They just try to make those kills happen, and there's a Maelstrom on Lifestealer now. So even more electricity power.
Yeah, more lightning and more AoE. Something they will need to do with the Phantom Lancer. Zeus did max his static field. Pretty standard build anyway, but especially notable and important in this game because you're up against that peel. They have some AoE. I mean, they have Shadow Poison, they have Fade Bolt. Those aren't that great, but static field is pretty good. Storm has some decent AoE from his nukes, and then Leicester with them, now actually a Maelstrom and could be a Mjolnir later on. It's decent. It's not going to be enough against the Phantom Lancer late game, though, and now he's getting close to his next item. So they're going for these items that will kill illusions, but they can't afford to just sit back and wait because they're behind. They're not going to pull ahead without a lot more kills, and maybe even something like Steal a Roche and then go, but so far just playing it safe, playing it passive.
Yeah, just look at that Phantom Lancer farming that stack alone like a boss.
He would love to have some power on his side, but yeah, taking him a bit longer.
Yeah, can't have everything. But he's gonna buy a heart soon, and then it's gonna be difficult to burst him down.
Yeah, he went for the tank build, which, sure, Lifestealer has Feast. It's not always going to be that effective against him if he's just whacking away at you, but you really just want to live through the Zeus ultimate, the Storm Spirit pull, and then you can basically diffuse yourself, remove that open wounds or any other debuffs that might be coming your way, and you know, just run away, kite the enemy team. And the thing is, PL is going to kill off those backline here so fast. Zeus, Rubik, Shadow Demon are all going to melt, and even a hero like Storm, if he uses up most of his mana, can easily be brought down. He does have his Sight the Vice now. This is probably what they were waiting for, and this could be a big opening. If they can find a couple of kills, they could snowball, take a Roche, maybe take a tier 2, and with that, could be in decent position, but they need to make the most of this opportunity.
And they need to be careful because both Enigma and Sand King have a blink ulti. And you don't want to jump into a black hole.
Yeah, that's like jumping into a pit of lava and hoping not to get burnt. Probably gonna end poorly.
And the Dire are smoking. They're looking for someone, but they're not gonna find anyone if they proceed to walk in that direction. No, Radiant are just farming their jungle.
Yeah, they're baiting Domination. Like you said, they're not gonna find anyone. And the thing is, normally this is a good tactic when your carry is someone that the enemy team really wants to gank, but I don't think Execration care. They're probably saying, let the Lifestealer farm. We have Phantom Lancer and Kodal. We're going to win this late game, so I don't know how effective this gank is actually going to be.
Yeah, they are starting to pressure the tower, and then there's TPs.
Uh-oh, that's Phantom Lancer. Zip in to start. Oh, man, they got the perfect hero by himself. 5 heroes off the map, and he just walks right into the trap. I gotta say, pretty obvious trap, but hey, it worked.
Yeah, they didn't want to gank the Lifestealer, but they do want to protect the towers, and that was the call for Phantom Lancer to TP in there. But now they know it, so now it's... If they play it smart, it's not gonna happen again. They're not gonna fall for it again, I hope.
That's with his heart. Oh, they're zipping in again. This could be the opening. Can they break the base? Chemo dropping low. Blink in from Enigma. Has the BKB. Looking for the black hole. He gets purged, though. He can't find the opening. He will go down. Burrow Strike Epicenter through. And yet another disconnect. And if I am ultimate, I am just beside myself right now. Whether it's Execration's internet or not, I mean, this has to be frustrating. But still, I think they might be able to break racks if there's not buybacks, and I don't think Enigma has it. No buyback on Enigma. No buyback on Phantom Lancer, who's dead for 26 seconds. There is a glyph. No glyph for, like, I don't know, 8 seconds? So I guess there's a glyph, but they may be able to at least force some buybacks if there were any, or if not, no keep of the light either. So yeah, no buybacks. Maybe can do some damage this tier 3, if not work on the racks.
I actually disagree with pausing here. Since the Enigma was dead and has no buyback, I think you should have just let this fight go on. But that's the whole puppy pause controversy again.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's just the player's instinct, right? Someone disconnects, you want to pause immediately. You want them to see what's going on. You want them to communicate with the team, but it's very frustrating to be on the other end. I'm sure it's frustrating to be on Execration's end. It probably sucks to constantly disconnect and reconnect. Just one of those things where, well, someday, hopefully, we'll all have fiber optic internet with 5 ping to everywhere in the world. A man can dream, right? Might need wormholes for that, but...
I'm sitting on 400 ping. That's probably why you called things earlier. I think you're a bit closer to the game than I am.
Yeah, I think I have like 270, so just a little bit closer. And this looks like Woot's in a bit of trouble here. We'll see if he can get out of this one. Epicenter gonna wear off Sick Bastard is low. La Vida is low. Oh no, La Vida dies to the tower, and with that death, they may have to back. TP coming in right now. It's gonna be our Queen of Pain. But
yeah, with the Rubik down, their Urn of Shadows is gone. They have no mech and no heal. So they need to be careful.
BKB, Queen of Pain jumps in. There's a nice disruption on the Zeus. No Demonic Purge. The ult hits 3, but dying fast to that damn Lifestealer. Burrow Strike in after the blink from Woots. Now he's in trouble. He gets dusted. He will take the fall. He pays for his Queen of Pain's overextension, who barely makes it back to the fountain. And, I mean, this Lifestealer is starting to hurt. And between Feast as well as the Zeus passive, Heart of Terrast actually doesn't do much for you, because you have these 2 abilities that do percentage-based health reduction. 11% per nuke from the Zeus, and then, obviously, if Soul Catcher, additional burst damage. We do see kind of the theory behind this draft, where they can burst any single hero down, no matter how big they get, if they can catch them out. And in that case, the Phantom Lancer getting caught out led to a pretty bad fight for Execration.
And the Keeper of the Light has a cloak, so with a little bit of more towers going down, maybe he has enough money to buy a pipe at some point, because pipe is fantastic for both of those teams. The Radiant at least have a mech. I don't think there's a mech or a headdress or anything.
Oh, Domination. Really? Stand by. That's not gonna happen.
Okay, there's a buckler on Rubik, so he's gonna buy a mech. And that's gonna help them with those in and out fights around the base, because they just need to heal up. Like you saw in the last fight, they won it after all, but the Storm Spirit had to zip out to not get killed by the Queen of Pain.
And they had 5 urn charges as well, but, you know, can't really rely on those under the tower. So they took the fight. Unfortunately, with the Rubik dying, they weren't able to go for Roche, but they are starting to pull their way back into this game. And I mean, maybe they can take it late, because Execration just keep on getting picked off. Like, constantly, it's just been someone on the run, and here we go mid lane. Chemo in trouble, doesn't have a Ghost Scepter. Mech is not going to save you from that big bad Lifestealer. He'll take a fall. And now they're going to look to push mid. There is still a Blink, Black Hole, BKB, but there's a Rubik, and if he positions himself well, maybe he can steal that.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen a Blink BKB Black Hole yet.
Yeah, he wanted to use it last fight, but the Demonic Purge just... He already taken damage, so he couldn't use his Blink Dagger. BKB does not remove that Purge, so he just couldn't find the opening.
Maybe he finds it now.
Oh, Blink, there's your Black Hole. Catches out the 2 cores, but Rubik has stolen it. Comes in, delivers an even better Black Hole. He catches 4. They're all held in place by La Vida. They're all melting. What an incredible stolen Black Hole. And Ultimate is just smashing their ways through Execration now. One good fight after another, and you gotta say, I mean, it's just the power of having a Rubik versus an Enigma at this point in the game. You have to catch the Rubik, or he can and will turn the fight.
I told you about the draft analysis I wrote on the defense, right? Which hero was the most picked hero?
Lifestealer?
Rubik.
Really?
Yes.
He's been like I guess a lot of heroes have sort of been up and down, but Rubik's like always a pretty solid pick. And
yeah, you can,
we see
you
it
can
here.
always steal something good.
I think I've played like a handful of pub games where there's just been nothing good to steal, but in any competitive game, your opponents are going to pick heroes that have good spells, so, you know, there will be something for you to steal, and potentially a Tide Turny ultimate like we saw there.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have a force stuff or anything to stay out of the fight. He's just staying back, and then Enigma's Black Hole, and he just walks into the fight and steals it, and then walks in and proceeds to Black Hole. There's no one keeping him from doing that. They're not focusing him at all.
Chemo. Chemo, chemo, chemo. It seems like Execration is a little bit on tilt here. They're kind of just... I mean, this is nowhere to be for keeping the light by himself at 34 minutes in. Sure, you have Phantom Lancer Illusions pushing a mid lane, but that's just overconfident. That's just a blatant overextension, and, well, he's going to pay for it with his life. And now, looking at a Roshan going the way of Ultimate, I think all the disconnects, I mean, sure, you know, some people probably getting frustrated with Execration and saying that's not fair to Ultimate, but I think it affects the other team as well in a lot of cases if it's a legitimate pause, and Execration just not playing that coordinated at this point in the game and getting picked off.
Yeah, if you pause for a longer time like the one we had where Enigma disconnected, you also kind of forget what you were actually doing, why you're in that position, why you're walking into that direction, and that's on both sides. So disconnect is not like favoring one side because you can think about what you're going to do. You also forget a bit what your plan was and what you were actually trying to achieve 10 minutes back.
And I think for a lot of people, Dota is sort of one of these games where you have the game has a rhythm and a tempo, and you just kind of get into the groove, and pausing completely ruins that. So something that can really hurt both teams.
Well, let's hope that all players stay inside the game until this is over, and this could be over fairly soon. If they pick up the Phantom Lancer again, and after a buyback again, and if they zip on the call...
Oh no. Queen of Pain gets caught out. There is no lifesteal follow-up though. Sick Bastard just throwing away that Aegis. He will get disrupted. And this may be cue to back off as the Cavalry is about to arrive. Sick Bastard dropping low. He'll zip away.
Whoa.
He's still alive. He's down to 40 HP. They blink in. They pick him off. The Zeus ult thrown out. Kills off the Queen of Pain. Right as their BKB we're off it looks like. And now Sick Bastard, he's going to look to go a long range zip. Look at the damage it did to our Enigma. Black Hole cooling down. 5 seconds to go. Rubik Black Hole in 7. Won't get it off. They get 2. And now, well, they may not get wrecked because they are very far away from the enemy base, but it really feels like the momentum is on the side of Ultimate at this point.
Oh yes, and Storm Spirit has his BKB and a couple of gold. And then there's not so much that's gonna stop him anymore, and that Spirit Land's suddenly not gonna deal so much damage. And Phantom Lancer, he hasn't got any new items ever since that heart. Although he has 3000 gold, I'm not sure what he's gonna do, because he has problems surviving.
He needs a lot. He really needs a Butterfly and a Diffusal too, like at a bare minimum. I mean, that last item, that's sort of luxury, but I mean, even getting something like Power Treads would be a great pickup at this point. Tranquil Boots are just not a good combat boot anymore because you only have 25 additional move speed when they're damaged. And they're going to be damaged pretty much every fight with the Zeus on the field. So when your Tranquil Boots are broken, this is not a boot you want to have late game. And I think it's something where a lot of pros, as we see a rotation bottom from Lifestealer, there's a lot of pros that just, I think, aren't used to the new Tranquil Boots, and you see them just as sort of a matter of habit. They'll leave it on Tranquil Boots, but Power Treads are so much better for you at this point in the game. You don't need that HP regen. You have a heart. I would really like to see him upgrade those, but he is going to need more. He's going to need the Butterfly. He's going to need the Diffusal too, and let's see what he goes for next.
And that's gonna mean he needs a lot of time to farm. They're falling behind.
Queen of Pain gets caught mid, gets scythed up, gets bolted, gets ulted, and bites the dust. Yeah, boom is right.
That's not how to give more time to your PL. That's not how to do it.
And now,
because now they're suddenly in trouble again.
God, that Zeus ult is feeling very legit right now. I mean, I feel like there's been a lot of mistakes from Execration this game, but you get to this point. Zeus is a great ally for the Lifestealer Storm.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I hope we're gonna see it more. I always love to see more heroes. He doesn't have, the problem with Zeus is he has no control. He has no stuns, no disables. He doesn't have an escape mechanism. He's basically just damage, and it works out perfectly in here.
Woods in a bit of a pickle top lane. Oh, they're gonna go bottom. Here's the zip. Storm zips in. There is a blink. BKB. Black Hole stolen by Rubik once again. Can turn this fight around in a jiffy. He will do so right now on the back lines. It's a Lifestealer. Pops right out. Goes to work. 4 heroes dead. And this could be the end, even with the buyback from Phantom Lancer. Without the BKB Black Hole in play, you gotta favor Ultimate's ability to fight. They don't have Kodal. Defending, nearly impossible.
Yeah, there's no buyback in Enigma, no buyback on Kodal, and even with Storm Spirit going in, Sand King, I mean.
Oh man.
That's gonna really help.
Yeah, even with a beautiful epicenter, maybe it'll be enough to at least stall the fight. As Queen of Pain jumps in, missed, dropping low. No, forced to run away because of the damage from Domination. The Shadow Poison, I believe, enough for the Queen of Pain to bring down that Shadow Poison, that Shadow Demon. The Shadow Strike, I should say, enough to bring down that Shadow Demon. Man, too many shadows, too many poisons, too many damage over time spells, but...
It's confusing.
In the end, they actually do defend. How many heroes bought back for that? Phantom Lancer buys back, Lifestealer buys back, and I think... Roche not up for a while, so... Yeah, I mean, all things considered, Execration hold, but at this point, I am favoring Ultimate, just because they have so much... It's so much easier for them to find kills. Oh, Ibang. Don't get caught mid now. This is game if you got caught. You don't have buyback, sir. He gets pulled in. He gets hexed. Oh, this is feeling like a Famofu throw. Just pulled in, burst down, and will be picked off. No way out for him. That's a Phantom Lancer on the sidelines for 80 seconds, 70 seconds, in fact, and they may be able to just win the game now. Still no Black Hole. I don't see any way for Execration to defend with that additional death.
Unless we see an overextension. This is
That's
not
true.
Ultimate's game.
I'm jinxing it.
Yeah. This is not the Radiant's game to win anymore. This is the Dire's game to lose. And I hope they're not gonna do it.
That's a great way to put it. Idle on spawn, middle lane, just trying to stall. Lifestealer inside of our Storm. I don't know if you really need to be using the FS now, because Lifestealer is going to bring that tower down more quickly, but they just really want the opportunity to maybe go. They will go. They're hunting kills. Lifestealer will pop out. Zeus ult is there. Now they want this Enigma on the run. Storm giving chase, going for the kill. Can't quite find it, and now Lifestealer on the back foot. Queen of Pain jumps in, head full of steam. One sick bastard, he'll juice out, and the gem hits the deck as well. Someone pick that damn thing up. Who's gonna do it? They want it, but Woods blinks in. Stuns too. They've gotten the gem. La Vida in a bit of a pickle. He'll take some damage here. He's stolen Phantom Lance, but Enigma comes in, throws him up. Black Hole going down for 50 seconds. They did no damage to the Rex or the tower. I gotta say, I really didn't like that dive, but, well, La Vida, can he fight his way out of this one? He's dropping low. He gets blocked by the creeps. He'll take a fall. The gem hits the floor again, immediately picked up by that courier. Good courier control. Now Miss forced to TP out. Wow, diving that tier 4 just feels like such a massive overextension right now.
That was not necessary at all. They could have killed the tower, could have maybe killed one of the 2 Rex, maybe both.
Pio was dead.
No, not necessary to jump in like that.
There was no Black Hole. He was dead for like 50 seconds by the time they got to the base. Now he's back up. Now Black Hole is back up. And soon his buyout will be back up. And oh, by the way, he has picked up a Yasha in spite of that buyout earlier. I mean, it really could go either way when the teams are playing like that. You can never count a team out when there's so much aggression and, well, frankly, overextensions from both sides.
And they're going in middle.
They're going in on Abe, who just got done living. He will be 4-staff back by Woots, and there won't be a chase because Storm is dead. If Storm's alive, they'd probably go in there.
Something we haven't seen at all is a real use of the disruption on Phantom Lancer.
It is.
Because they could use that so easily to, at the moment, push out bottom, for example.
And it is max now, so you get the maximum duration of delusions, you get the maximum damage done by them, and they're really strong at this point. If you get your own army, and you have Storm and Lifestealer with this amount of farm, Execration are in a world of pain. But, yeah, like you said, haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, they should really try and use that. That would give them so much. That gives them, if they get 5 illusions or something, that's like an extra hero with all the mana burned from feedback.
Well,
now they're smoking.
What they lack in additional Phantom Lancers, they may make up for in additional King Bars, as they've now picked up the Monkey King Bar to go with the Black King Bar. Smoke up mid, like you said. Roche cooling down soon. Only a few minutes to go. If they can win a fight, take a lane of Rex and then go back for Roche. That would be the ideal scenario for Ultimate. Probably what they're looking for with the smoke gank. And outside of the base, it is going to be hard for Execration to find a good engagement. Let's see if they can do it. Not by yourself, Chemo. Don't do it again. Zeusol, scouts out Chemo. There's your zip. BKB was deployed. I don't think it was needed, but Chemo's dead. Nothing he could do. A gem. Oh, he gave away the gem too. They haven't seen it because this Storm Remnant is bugged. They don't know the gem's on the ground because of this visual bug.
Oh no!
Oh, it'll dispel now, but they missed the opportunity.
That's pretty funny. Phantom Lancer has no buyback gold. His buyback is of cooldown in 5 seconds and he has 100 gold. So if he dies, he may have a Manta, but no buyback gold.
Yeah, it's a tough call at this point. I think it's understandable just because, like, they need, like you've been saying for a while, I mean, they really need damage. For a while, it was Ultimate who needed it. Now it's Execration who are lacking the damage. The Phantom Lancer is going to be that source of physical damage. He needs the Diffusal too. He needs the Butterfly as well, and it's a risky decision, but I think it's okay because the other thing is once the Black Hole is down, they really can't defend. Like, Lifestealer can just whack away on the tower while he's raged. And we are going to see the Phantom Lancer illusions disrupted, potentially turned against him. I think it's okay to go for this, but it is very risky, as you're pointing out.
And that Phantom Lancer disruption didn't quite work out. They were low on life and they ran out of time before they got to hit any target. So if they want to do that again, they maybe have to time it a little bit better. But they're not going to fight anything without the Storm Spirit. And looks like they're waiting for the Roche, which is up in 1 minute.
Storm
they're
is
playing it safe.
Yeah, Storm is getting fat too. Maybe we'll see that Lincoln Sphere next for him just to block a Burrow Strike. That's the kind of thing that'll get him picked off. But with BKB, you don't necessarily need that. You could even go for something like a Bloodstone, just so you have that extra life. Boots of Travel isn't bad either. Lifestealer Bomb online again, and they're going to hunt him. They want Standby, who has picked up a BKB, will TP back to the fountain. But it just shows you the level of fear. They're so scared of this combo. As well they should be. Zeus is about to get a Sight Device, and with that, as well as Aghanims and the Storm Spirit Zip, nobody is safe.
And Roshan is up in 30 seconds or something, but it looks like they want to prepare for it. They want to get a kill first. Ultimate, they want to kill someone.
Oh, this is so risky by Execration to actually... Okay, they're going to back off. I was going to say, pushing the lane like that with only 2-3 heroes there, when you're up against the Storm Lifestealer, you need your whole team to deal with those two. And, well, they're not going to go for it in the end.
Storm Spirit is on the other side of the map, but still. Lifestealer is still sitting inside him. Lifestealer doesn't want to farm anymore by the looks of it. He's happy with his golden Monkey King bar.
Yeah, he picked up that MKB about 5 minutes ago. Execration, they're smoked up. They're going to go in. They're baiting the Phantom Lancer illusion. Nope, never mind. They're just attacking down the lane. They're baiting the Phantom Lancer in general. Will Ultimate fall for this? Will we see that Black Hole stolen again by La Vida? He's been the real savior for these teams, this team in the fights, and they will disrupt some Phantom Lancer illusions, but with so many illusions already out for Execration, might not be enough. Illuminate. Not going to hit those illusions. God, they're so annoying. And drawing the creep wave back, stalling beautifully. Now the Storm Bomb. Lifestealer zips in with the Storm. They want to go on Queen of Pain. They'll burst her down in a matter of seconds. Everybody in a headlong retreat. BKB, Blinken catches the Rubik this time. But MKB can cancel this. Doesn't even need the cancel. Did absolutely no damage. Just couldn't find that perfect black hole. So hard against Storm. And now our Phantom Lancer on the run. Do they have more detection? They have more stuns. They need a Zeus Bolt. They get the kill without it. Burst down, triple for Domination. No black hole. Roche is online. This might finally be the opportunity to break the base.
Yeah, no, they're gonna... Is that the third Roshan? No, it's the second one, so there's no cheese yet, but there is also no buyback on Enigma, no buyback on Caudle. So they can't contest this Roshan, and then it's gonna be hard to do anything about this. I'm wondering who they're gonna give the Aegis to. Storm or Lifestealer?
I think the Storm, yeah. I mean, he just benefits so much, and if he runs out of mana, no problem. He can come zipping in from long range, basically kill a hero just with the additional damage from a long range Storm Spirit ultimate from that Ball Lightning, and then come back to life, do it all over again. You can give it to Lifestealer, it's not a bad trade, but the other thing is Storm really has more room, and he is going to go for that late game Bloodstone, which I quite like. Having that extra life, it means maybe you can give the Aegis to Lifestealer, it'll be fine either way, but we'll see what they go for. I think either would be a sound choice, leaning a bit towards the Storm.
Storm Spirit's gonna pick it up. He dropped his magic wand for that.
He's
and
fat.
There's a side advice on Zeus. This is the call. This is defend bottom, push out bottom, take the tower, take the Rex, win the game. Don't throw it now, please. Please not.
It's already been well over an hour. I mean, including all the delays before the game got underway. Probably an hour, 20, 30 minutes of total time either waiting for the game, paused inside the game, or actually playing the game. So the players undoubtedly fatigued. It's about midnight over there in Southeast Asia, so fatigue could become an issue as this game drags on. But loser goes home. They can't afford to be too tired. They got to remain focused. Either team still has the chance to win this game. Gold-wise, 2,500 gold lead for the Dire. 20,000 experience lead for the Dire. But experience not that meaningful at this point. Looking at hero levels, I mean, all the key heroes are pretty high level for both teams. Enigma has his level 3 ultimate, same for the Sand King. So it's mainly just this poor Keeper of the Light who's way behind. But I could see this going either way. I really think if Ultimate play it properly, they should be able to win, like you said. But we've seen some overextensions, Maruna, so we really cannot count Execration out either.
Yeah, and it also looks like they're not gonna make anything happen. Their Ultimate are running through the jungle, using arcane boots. They're running middle.
They're playing very defensively. They don't want to make that same mistake.
Yeah, they don't want to throw the game either, because if they throw it, and they don't have buyback, that could hurt them a lot. That could be two sides of Rex. If they just get team wiped because they jump in too far into the base again.
They do have a gem online now. This one owned by Mist, who is on their team. So they bought another gem. I don't know what happened with the other one. Did Execration pick it back up? It looks like they probably did, as Chemo has one.
Yeah, Kotal has one.
So in the end, that hidden gem did go back the way of Execration. A small consolation for them. Here comes the death push mid. Bottom lane pushing out. Ibang trying to get that lane out quickly, but I don't know if it's going to be a time. And also, he does not have buyback. It's on cooldown for 2 minutes. This is the time. Kill the Phantom Lancer once, you pretty much win the game, unless you lose 3-4 heroes doing so. As long as Storm, Lifesteal live, there's just no fighting them after that Black Hole. Black Hole online, but it's online. Actually, Rubik doesn't have it. Died in the last fight, I believe. And here comes the Infest Bomb.
Storm.
Let's not see
before they go in. Oh no, they don't go in. Lifestealer has buyback and he has Boots of Travel, so if he dies, he's back within a couple of seconds.
4K gold, blinking. Black Hole will be stolen within seconds. No, he actually stole Midnight Pulse. He was too early. He didn't get the Black Hole this time, but doesn't even matter. Dummy Nation, manning up like a boss. Queen of Padal dies before she can blink away. I hear a Storm zipping to the fountain. Once again from Sick Bastard. Now it's a base trade. Bottom lane, Ibang going to work, but I think in this base trade it is going to be Ultimate who take it. Time to go for either the tier 4s or everybody back and go for, well, not everybody, but a few heroes and go for the trade. They're going for Rax. Phantom Lancer going for Throne, but nope, going to back off in the end. So looks like it'll be 2 lanes of Rax to 1 lane of Rax unless he goes back in. He's TPing home. I think you got to try for the base trade here. You just can't fight. You don't have Black Hole. You're losing 2 lanes of Rax. You might lose 3. He'll come in. He doesn't have his upgrade diffuse lasers. Spend any of his gold. He will have to buy back now in about 40 seconds. But by the time he has it, could be too late. Zip in. Catching out Chemo. Chemo to drop fast. Sick Bastard. Scythe of Ice deployed onto Ibang, who's now near the fountain, taking a lot of damage. He will be brought down fairly quickly, but will it be enough? Sick Bastard has the Aegis. Even if he dies, he comes back. It looks like he will tank that throne, or that fountain, come back with the Aegis, and now they're going for Mega Creeps. Maruna, this looks to be the end for Execration.
This is the end. So it's awesome to see Zeus pick worked out. We said that there must be a game plan, and they definitely had a game plan. And maybe we're gonna see more Zeus in the future. Maybe some pro teams are watching this from the Western scene now, like, we should pick this more.
I mean, you
because
really...
how many Zeus picks are there in the Western scene? I remember one single game.
It's pretty nice synergy. When you have the Soul Catcher, Static Field, as well as the Lifestealer Feast, like, that's one set of hits is, like, pretty much, like, 20%, a little bit less of the Phantom Lancer's HP, and they will get the Lifestealer, but they already got Mega Creep, so this is all or nothing right now. Execration pick him a couple kills, but should be a buyback on the Zeus if needed. He's got it. Bottom lane, that Mega Creep's about to be secured as Sick Bastard working away on the tracks. He'll throw away his life. He's got 2 gems. He's gonna give away 2 gems, but well worth it in the end. Gems hit the deck. And like you said, I think the Zeus is not... He's not that bad against Phantom Lancer. I mean, I still think Execration should have been in a decent position this game, but he does have some potential just for the sheer burst damage. The fact that he gives you that vision of the Phantom Lancer, so if you don't have Dust, maybe you can just see him for a few extra seconds anyway, and he fits well with this global gank lineup. That ult does so much damage, and it now only has a 1.5 minute cooldown, as it has been buffed quite a bit from previous versions.
And you can use, if you don't get the Shadow Demon, you can also, for example, pick up Pugna, because that's the combination I remember in... I don't remember the tournament, but it was Wild Honey Badges going up against PGG's team back then, and they had to win inside a time limit, because it was time rating the groups and blah blah. So they had to win within 30 minutes or something, and they picked Zeus Pugna and just burst everyone down within 30 minutes.
Domination will be disrupted while this is going on. He already bumped back. He doesn't have it. If he goes down here, he's in trouble. He says, Mist, get me out of here. He'll be okay. The Zeus ultimate thrown out. Now the counter initiation comes in. Sick Bastard with the BKB jumping in. Picking off one, potentially blinking from Enigma, has the black hole again. Will not catch anyone except for Sick Bastard, but he will go down. Now Rubik pulled in. Is this going to be the turnaround? The black hole stolen by Lavina, immediately canceled by Malefice. He'll take a fall as well. Enigma bites the dust. Domination gonna drop. He'll be dead, and definitely doesn't have the buyback at this point, as we see. Abang, oh, he's in trouble. When it's all said and done, 5 heroes dead for Execration. The last-ditch fight, it actually looked okay for them, but in the end, life still lives, and it just wasn't enough.
And Mega Creeps. How are you gonna come back against Mega Creeps? I think I saw statistics on the Good Studio stream where they said that only 0.5% of games where you have 2 sides down are games in which you can come back. Something like that.
And I imagine,
it's very unlikely anyway.
And I imagine the Mega Creeps is even like,
yeah,
you know, 1/100th of the chance of it happening when 2 lanes of Raxo down. There have been a few comebacks. I remember distinctly the Famofu's Throws fan club versus EG game. But it's so rare, and it's not happening this game, that's for sure.
Although Storm Spirit wants to test how much damage the fountain deals.
Yeah, I mean, it's structural testing, really. He's our architect here, he's our engineer. As Woot's gonna get picked off, the throne about to fall. Just needs a few more auto attacks, and there you have it. Ultimate, in a bit of a shocker, taking down Execration, at least for me, the more well-known team. Big mistakes overall. I mean, not the smoothest game from either team, but some great play from Ultimate, and all things considered, showed the potential of this Zeus pick, who was 13-3 and 31. They had 55 kills. He participated in 44 of them. Yes, he's Zeus, but that is still quite impressive.
Nice game. Please pick more Zeus, people.
Yes, thank you all very much for tuning in. We have one more match coming up for the GEST Dota 2. I'm LD. She's Maruna. Maruna, anything you want to say? Any shoutouts? Anything you want to plug before we wrap up this game?
I'm going to give a shout-out to Cinder, and that's all the shout-outs I'm going to give.
All right, Maruna, thank you for joining me. Guys, stay tuned. We have more action after this. If you enjoy Maruna's casting, be sure to follow her on Twitter. It is twitter.com/Maruna_Dota. I believe you also have a stream, which is twitch.tv/Maruna. Is that correct?
Maruna_Dota.
Same for both.
I had a Twitch called Maruna, but I forgot the password and I can't recover it. So I changed my name to Maruna_Dota everywhere.
Alright, thanks for joining me, guys. We have one more game coming up. I, of course, am LD. If you enjoy my casting, follow me on Twitter as well. Twitter.com/LDDota. But more importantly, stay tuned. More GEST Dota 2 action right after this.